Hello everyone, this is Mike. Welcome to my channel Mike the Tech Savvy. As promised, in this video you'll see the comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S8 that I have in my left hand and the Samsung Galaxy S9 that sits right here. Both these are normal versions, not pluses. I'll try to point out the most important differences, and at the end I'll also try to give an answer to the question, is it really worth it updating to the S9 if I already have the Samsung Galaxy S8? So without further ado, let's get started. I'd like to start off by giving you a quick look at the boxes. So they're almost identical. Here the S8 name is painted, while here is a little bit embossed. Not much of a difference if you ask me. Here are the specs of the two devices. You can see that they aren't that different. Actually, the boxes are quite alike, to be honest. Here is the S8 box. And this one, the phone sits right here on top. Here we have the documentation. Just below it we have the USB Type-C adapter, USB on-the-go adapter, charger, plus USB Type-C cable, headphones. Now the S9 box, we'll notice that the booklets now sit on top, the phone is just below them, and the accessories are identical 100% between the two. I'm not saying that Samsung's package isn't more than enough. They're offering more than basically all other manufacturers, but still, they could have changed some stuff from the S8. Now that you've seen the box contents, which are quite similar, we can go to the main actors, which are the devices themselves. So on the left, the Samsung Galaxy S8, and on the right, the S9. From the front, there aren't any major differences other than this small dot here, which is not present anymore on the S9. It has been hidden behind this black glass here. Of course, on the back we have a different fingerprint sensor placement on the S9, while on the S8 is still right here. Now, just to comment on this, I do not actually like how the fingerprint sensor sits right now. I feel it's still very close to the camera. In fact, when you open the camera in the S9, sometimes the device prompts you to make sure you've cleaned your sensor beforehand. This is quite interesting given the fact that they're trying to avoid it by placing it right here. What I don't like is the fact that they're so close together and there isn't much of a separation between them, so it's not as easy as it looks. Other manufacturers have moved the camera sensor to a side, therefore the fingerprint sensor sits somewhere alone in the middle. With this S9 they're offering blood pressure monitor as well. The app isn't working yet. My BP Lab, this one, doesn't really do anything, so it doesn't actually tell you what's your blood pressure, it only gives you a baseline measurement. Some other differences: the frame is different on the S9. The S8 used stainless steel, but the S9 now uses aluminum. The front and the back glass has been thickened. On the bottom we have some differences as well. So as you can see, the loudspeaker looks different on the right than on the left. Other than that, they're quite identical. The general shape is a little bit different. You might notice it from this angle. The S8 seems a little bit more rounded here, while the S9 kind of elongates a little bit more, and the curvature isn't so pronounced as on the left with the S8. I don't actually feel that the S9 is easier to hold in hand. They're quite the same, to be honest. The power button size has been increased by about 25% on the S9. One of the most important differences is actually the camera, which now has a variable aperture. You can either choose from the f f2.4 to f1.5 apertures. So in case of low light, the f1.5 aperture will make the phone more sensitive to low light, therefore increasing the quality. This is at least in theory. The phone on the right, the S9, also features stereo audio, which also can have Dolby Atmos enabled. Here are the options that you can choose from. I'm usually listening to music, therefore I click music here. Indeed, the audio is much better on the S9 compared to the S8, but after installing a custom sound mod on the S8, they get nearer one to another, but still it's not the same thing. Dolby Atmos really makes a difference here. I really hope that someone will manage to port it to the S8 as well, as this is only a software feature. Of course, on the S9 we do have the latest Exynos SoC, the 9810, while the S8 has the old 8895 SoC, and the scores in benchmarks are quite different. The S9 is one of the few phones that can get really close to the iPhone X, in benchmarks at least. So is it worth updating to the S9 if you already have the S8? Probably this is a yes and no question at the same time. So if you want the latest and greatest and you're willing to fork off the extra cash, this is almost 1000 euros, while the S8 has now cheapened. Probably it's one of the most powerful smartphones that you can buy right now from the Android ecosystem. So this is a yes. For me, at least, a person that is not very keen on using stock Android ROMs, I would rather stay with the S8 for now, as the custom ROM community is really developed. As the situation will develop for the S9 as well, I will probably make the step, but now isn't the time. Some of the features of the S9 were brought to the S8 already. You're good with either of these two devices, it's just a matter of preference. This was my comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the Samsung Galaxy S9. If you liked it, please do press the like button. If you'd like to stay tuned to my channel, also press the subscribe button, which will be displayed right here in the bottom left part. As always, feel free to contact me if you have any questions or suggestions in the comment section below. Once again, thank you very much. This was Mike the Tech Savvy. I wish you a great day. Bye.